All right, we're getting really excited for some high school football, so we have to talk about the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown, and we have to talk with a couple of football coaches. Beechwood's Noel Rash is here in studio, been coaching for a long time.
Yes.
And a first-year head coach from East Central, Jake Miners. Guys, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so the Crosstown Showdown is coming. Now, your game is later this year. We'll get to that, Noel.
Sure.
You've done this for a long time. We'll get to you. But first, Jake, I mean, this is big for you against Lawrenceburg, the rival, your first ever game as head coach. How much are you looking forward to this game on Friday?
Yeah, so we're extremely honored to be a part of the Skyline Crosstown Showdown again. Each and every year that we get to be a part of it, it's a great experience for us. For me, this year's a little bit more important than in years past because it's my first year being the head coach. And, you know, I'm excited. I think our team's ready. We're ready to go against somebody else and open up with a rival like Lawrenceburg. It doesn't get any better than that.
We like to say on this show, and we say it often, that we think the high school football in this region is as good as anybody in the country when you include Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky like we do in the tri-state. No, to be a part of this, it has to be really cool for the Beechwood program, knowing what you're up against and what you're a part of in the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown.
It's awesome. What Tom and this this arena does, it creates a playoff atmosphere early. So your players have a sense of what it's going to be like down the road. And you can't, it's tough for us as high school coaches to create that. So, you know, we're thankful to Skyline and Tom Campbell for doing that.
Noel, you have created this culture that's been so ingrained at Beechwood for so long about winning. And that is, I mean, nothing less is accepted than winning and winning state titles. I recall, but the drama from last year and the way you guys won it last year, does some of that emotion carry over into the next season for this team?
Well, you know, different strokes, different folks. For me, no. It's about this moment, this time, this year, this team, and this team only. You definitely watched some tape from last year, but you don't watch those kind of moments. You watch the things that are going to get you better. You watch guys making mistakes so you can get them corrected. You watch guys from last year doing it right so you can do things better. But I mean, I'm certainly there's players out there that feed off of those kind of things, and you know, anything you can use to your advantage, use it.
So Beechwood will play Dixie later in the year in the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown. If you didn't know, now it's an event that's played out through the entire year, 18 games over 11 weeks. Yeah. But you are now in game week. Week one is your Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown game. Jeremy mentioned it's against Lawrenceburg. So tell me, at what point do you flip the switch with your guys to get them ready for this kind of game, because the build-up is going to be massive in Indiana.
Right, and we've been looking towards Lawrenceburg since, you know, really the end of last year. All summer we've kind of been preparing, going through film, going through different plays that they will run and formations that they will run. So we've kind of been preparing for this moment. Now we get to really flip the switch and up the ante during practice. In Indiana, we were just able to actually officially start practice a week ago. So. You know, we still need to hit this week, and we need to prepare ourselves and prepare our bodies for week one.
How do you prepare yourself? Are you nervous? Week one.
Yeah, you know, I'm not. I'm blessed with a really good staff. We brought back our entire staff from last year. The guy that I played under at East Central High School is on my staff. I have a lot of former coaches that I played under on my staff. So I'm not really nervous because I know those guys will take care of me. I know they'll take care of the team, and that's what's important.
One of the things we love to talk about with high school coaches, no matter who's in here, is just the rah-rah speech, the motivational thing you do before a game. You get a chance to do that for the first time. We'll talk about that in a second. Noel's done it quite a few times as a head coach. We want to play something that was a really special moment from Noel as a head coach pregame. Here we go.
It's time to start feeling it. And start feeling it. And start feeling it. And start feeling it. And I mean, it's time to get me out of here so we can go get it done. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Let's go.
Get me out of here.
So did they have to crawl underneath when the garage door didn't open?
That's hey, you got to play the game low, pad under pad, right? Pup. So.
Well, the reason why we wanted to bring that up is because, you know, Dan Wood, who used to work here, obviously, and has worked in Cincinnati as a photog for a long time, was there getting that moment. You know him, I know.
Yes.
And he brought it back and said, you got to see this from Noel because you bring so much emotion.
Right.
You're fired up, and then the garage door won't open. So the one piece of advice I would have, this is not a question, this is advice.
Okay.
Yeah.
For you, Jake, in your first game, if you're in any kind of setting around a garage door, flipping switches, whatever you're going to do, check them out. Check out the specs before the speech.
Yeah. Unfortunately, down at Lawrenceburg, there's no garages that we're going to be coming out of. But I will. Okay. I'll take that advice.
That's a positive.
Yeah.
So are you a big speech guy?
I haven't really thought about it very much. Yeah. We've been, so invested in watching our film and trying to get better position by position. I haven't really thought very much about the pregame speech. My players will probably tell you that when I get on a roll, they're not really sure what will come out of my mouth, so I'm not really sure at this point what that will sound like.
So you've been doing it 30 years, Noel. Was that one of your best ones? And do you think it makes a difference when you do give a big speech?
No, well, two things with that. One, I'll let the players rank them, all right? You kind of pull them out. And I don't prepare anything other than you just get the feeling before the game. There's things that happen during the week that are just little notes that go in your head, and you're probably going to pull that thing out and use it. But you never know where the emotion's going to take you. But as intense as I get, I try to be brief in them. You don't want to be very lengthy. I mean, you got to keep it at that 1 minute, 30-second deal and get the heck out of there. Like I said,
when you won, get me out of here. When you've won so many state titles, Noel, I wonder with the kids, with the players from year to year, do they come in thinking, okay, we win state titles here, this is what we do? Do you have to find new ways to motivate them, to remind them this is a new year and a new group each year?
Whether you've won a bunch or you haven't, and I haven't won any. We've had players win them throughout the years, but I get to be a part of that. There are years where you have to do different things. And I think, and even when you do something, whatever your game plan is, there's always players that get motivated by different things. I mean, you're talking about 50 kids in that locker room with 50 different mentalities. You try to get them all on one page, and you try to get them all believing in one thing, but it takes different things to motivate players. So, but it's never a disadvantage. And whether you're coming off we went 7 years without winning one. And you have to use, whether you won one or you haven't, you've got to use it to your advantage, whatever happened the year before, to get you going for that next season.
So tell us about your team this year. I live in Northern Kentucky, so I've heard a lot about the quarterback, Herget, who's going to be a starter this year. What's the rest of the team look like?
Well, we graduated quite a few guys that were those. We won 3 in a row, and many of those guys, I think 7 or 8 of those guys were 3-year and 1 4-year starter in Logan Castleman. So to replace that, it's going to take a lot of players. And we have guys that are working their tails off. They're doing it the Beechwood way, which is a lot of people's way, is hard work and committed. But, Cameron's obviously a central piece to that. Josh Derry, Mitchell Courts, Blake Shepard. We've got, there's a myriad of guys up there. But what we've always said at Beechwood, and way before I ever got there, where they were winning a bunch, you win them up front. That's how you win them on both sides of the ball. You got to be able to run the ball, and you got to be able to stop the run in November. Mother Nature's going to creep in. The turf fields have helped, but Mother Nature's going to creep in, and you better be able to run the ball, and you better be able to stop it. And we're working towards getting better in those areas because we every guy up front offensively.
And I think last year, to your point, it rained, 8 out of 10 weeks?
Every Friday.
It was not great. So this year is going to be fantastic. It's going to be an easy year for weather.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, you got my word. Jake, for East Central, 2 losses last year. And East Central's had so much success. How did the Trojans look this year?
So we look to continue what we've done over the last several years. The program's kind of built up. I've been blessed to take over a program that other coaches have built up, and other head coaches have done a fantastic job of installing the Trojan way, which is similar to what Coach said here. It's just hard work and dedication, and we pride ourselves on running the ball, being big up front, and stopping the running game on defense as well. And so we bring back 3 offensive linemen that played on our offensive line last year, and Luke Collinsworth, this is his 3rd year as a junior. We have Cody Bentley, who's back for his 3rd year, and then Devin Salyers is back for his 2nd year. And so we'll mix in some other guys for their 1st year. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we bring back 2 D linemen, and Kyle Crumman and Gage Ertl, that are both seniors that have played a lot of varsity football. So we return a nice mix, but there will be definitely some guys that will have to step in and fill up important roles.
It is the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown. It is a season-long event, and it starts this week, week 1, Lawrenceburg, East Central. If you didn't know, the big tailgates at the Tri-State will be right here.
Cannot wait.
We're going to be broadcasting it on some of FOX19 Now's social media platforms live at the Jungle starting at 5 o'clock on Friday. Coach, let's get you out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Get me
no
out of
garage door.
No garage door. Just make sure you do that when you get home. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.